Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Link's League, where I'm in a league of my own. And in this gameplay, I am playing Lulu with face sorcerers. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. Well, this is actually the Yasuo patch, and this is actually the same day that he came out. And I did have another Yasuo gameplay, but it was about an hour and 10 minutes long, and I only have roughly 40 minutes to make this entire thing. So, yeah. We went with the easier 24-minute gameplay. Leaving off from base, I'm actually using the sweeping lens. This is before I took some advice from a friend. And I'm actually queuing with one of my actual duo queue. Him and I pretty much, we duoed for about 6, 7, 8 games in a row. And, yeah, I actually helped him, supported him over his gold hump. He's been gold 1 for almost 150 games. And yeah, I helped him get to plat 5, and since then he's now, I think, plat 3, plat 2, I could be wrong. He's up there. He didn't stay in plat 5 or 4 for long. But I refuse to queue with him now because I don't want his MMR to get low because, well, I didn't follow up when I got to gold. But yeah, he's still my duo. And funny story, that gameplay I just talked about, the hour-long one, well, he was going to play Yasuo, and I was going to play John mid, and long story short, we accidentally queued up for a ranked game. So I had to play against platinum people, like high platinums, all plat 1s, a couple plat 2s, and a plat 5. So that was a very interesting and fun game. I hope to bring that to you by Christmas, maybe on Christmas, I don't know. Give you something to do instead of dealing with your family. Okay, so we're actually just going to be leashing for Rengar right now, which people need to learn that they still can smite. Did he actually smite there? He did. I mean, look at it. It's almost halfway off cooldown, and he's not even near the buff. I mean, really. Anyway, I'm going to face check this bush on purpose to try and bait out a little bit of damage, and we're just going to go hammer the Vayne a little bit, giving us a lot of early damage for them. It's about the same, but he throws his ward down and I progress into the bush. I'm trying to play games with the Alistar at this point. I'm actually going to drop the menu. I'm going to try and poke Alistar to the point where he doesn't want to come in, because an Alistar that will fight is a scary Alistar. Kind of like an Annie that will stun is kind of like a scary Annie. I actually have the camera focused on him right now. Let's focus it on me since I'm down a little further. Right now we actually have Rengar in the jungle attempting to steal a buff, and he's actually about to pounce on Alistar and try to get away. He does burn his flash, but he does pull all of them out of their lane, and we start calling him Mia as the Cho'Gath DCs to come right back. Yeah, I don't know what happened there either. So with Lulu, I've been actually experimenting on how to build her. I mean, you can start with an early shield, early health picks, which is her E. It gives a lot of good base damage, since the buff, and allows for guaranteed poke, and guaranteed help in trades, but you have to choose either A or B. I've also been focusing on Whimsy, which is her W, to increase the time from 1.5 seconds to 3 seconds, like earlier. I've been messing with that one. I didn't care for it, but Alistar's actually going in, landing his combo, and I'm choosing to just go right on the Vayne, put up my shield, which didn't do anything, as my duo takes 3 shots from Vayne. He misses his zap, that's what it's called. And I'm about to shield up and walk in, start hitting Alistar again. But yeah, I've been experimenting with Lulu, putting points into... Oh, there's the stun, actually. Knocking me away, Alistar, but he did knock me up. I do flash, which is a waste, but I think I line up something to carry here. I was getting really too cocky against that Alistar, which, well, in all honesty, that kind of is not a good idea when you're that squishy and you don't have your sight stone yet. I'm up, but we're going to put it on directed camera, as we're going to see Yasuo go in and he meditate through most of it getting damage. And we're going to have my carry actually really hurting the Vayne down. Rengar's in position to gank, but he doesn't have his ulti yet, which means he needs to have a nice initiation or a team fight. Cho'Gath actually did DC for a little bit there, but he back for the rest of the game now. Yosuo is going in, landing 2 hits, and it is Ignite. Will it be enough? Yes, it will. Yosuo picking up the kill, but not the first blood. So Rengar is now returning to lane, and we have a Baron lane, so we are actually just going to sit there and farm. Yi going in, landing his double strikes, but taking a Yosuo Q, as Yosuo is getting pretty low. And I think the Yi returns here. Back to the Lulu talk, though. I've been trying to max everything that isn't conventional. Q is kind of the conventional way of going with her, because it gives you that slow, and it gives you the poke, and it gives you the push. But the early Whimsy, I mean, it gives extra movement speed or a 3-second disable if they decide to come in on you. It's a good... They're both good. And the shield, yet again, guaranteed poke, yada yada. Now we're actually going to see a fight here, as they're going to dive in on the carry. He's going to miss his traps. He's actually going to throw him right on top of himself. He's going to start doing that, land some basics, and we're going to melt the Alistar as soon as he pops in the bush. I like how he put down a ward after he was pretty much dead. That was pretty entertaining. So currently with Lulu, I always take the cooldown charm, or well, the Shirelias, because once you get Lulu on 40% cooldown reduction and max out Whimsy, you can pretty much keep it up the entire time with about 1 second of downtime, which is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Yet again, I'm still messing with it. I have the new skin, thanks to one of my friends, and I'm gonna probably mess with her for the remainder of the week. Her and Annie are my 2 favorites. I'm trying to get to Karma, but I'm not sure. Cho does have connection issues this entire game, and mid just died from overextending. That's nothing new. But we can't show it because we kind of have to. So we're going to actually see Sejuani going really hard, but not able to put enough damage out for Yosuo, as Yosuo is going to land a crit and call it good. Now, down bottom, we're pushing on the tower, as top is pushing on Yi. Now, Yosuo is in both lanes. I mean, Yosuo in middle was going up against Cho'Gath, which kind of counters his, well, not really his kit, but more so, it counters his wind wall in a lot of his extra poke. Like, Cho'Gath could pop that shield with a Feral Scream and call it good. Or he could hit him with a Feral Scream before he goes in. Speaking of, we're actually, I think that they had a fight over here that costed death. I could be wrong. Yosuo's lining up, and I think he just ults him. That's it. He gets a knock up, ults, and then I think he instantly backs off. Yeah, Yi disengages. The top lane fight here is pretty interesting, as it forces us down bottom. Oh, this is about to happen. He's going to get pretty much pummeled into the wall, stunned, forced to pop his barrier, and he's going to back away as they exhaust. I'm going to exhaust Vayne a little late. She already did most of her damage, but she's going to choose to go in. I'm going to land some basics, land a shield at the very last second to keep my carry alive. Yet again, I'm going to actually move out here, slow it down a little bit. One more time. I kind of want to show how this entire thing played out, because in between what he did and I did, that was really well played. So Alistar eventually is going to knock her into the wall and up. Now those 2 stuns overlaid, and I gave her my shield. Or no, that came up. Then I decided to turn Vayne into a cat while continuing to basic Alistar. Now the flash is going to go in, and I'm going to yet again now change to basicing the Vayne. Vayne's going to tumble, hoping to land her extra damage, and I'm going to go in for the exhaust, because I didn't want her to start diving. Alistar takes 2 turret shots, but the flash does come out. Now you're going to see her miss her zap, land a basic. Wow. I actually shielded her as the bolt was going through the air, and saved her life. With how much health? I think she popped a health potion or something. I don't know. Can we get that close to it? We can. So the basic comes in, and the shield, it actually procs that. 28 health. Wow. It's pretty fun. So that's the end of that. He actually comes back and farms a little bit because I can keep Alistar away. But out of the lane comps, mid seems interesting because Cho'Gath might be not really a good counter. I mean, Yosuo has issues with anything that can gap close. Cho'Gath, unless he lands Rapture, Rupture, whatever. I think it's Rupture. I've been corrected on this way too many times. Unless he lands that, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going in real quick, trying to do some damage. And he actually, our Yasuo in mid gets ganked, but I was hoping for a kill down bottom lane. And he actually healed most of it up, and I took a lot more damage because it took like 2 to 3 turret shots. Vayne's coming back with a Targons, which doesn't work on... Well, I think it works on carries now, because they have to last hit for it to work. I don't know, maybe carries get the Targons, and supports get me getting caught out, apparently. Ooh! Landing the stun and a basic. I should have been out of there a long time ago. Rengar coming in with only 200 health, completely annihilating the Alistar. Now popping the flash out and getting away. And the zap hitting the Vayne. Wow, it's been long since I've done this. Anyway, top lane, once he hits gets a little bit more items, he should be able to start destroying Yasuo, since he should be able to lifesteal over him. Mid, if this actually was played out, he didn't have a complete farm lane. I think Cho would have been able to become too big and tanky, and may have actually, well, he might have won, believe it or not. Now, in the lane comps, now we're looking at bottom lane, since I actually didn't cover that. Their support has sustain, and I don't, but I have shields, and I've actually got more abilities and such to make the fight more one-sided. As the camera changes, hold on. I have more abilities to make the fight one-sided. Like, I can stop her from attacking, I can speed my person up, or I can speed my person up. I can do some damage and give vision, or I can shield. I can, what's the other things? I can slow, and I can also ult, which does give health, which is really nice. So he's going to get caught out. He's going to knock her up, miss it, but she is going to get pinned against the wall. I'm going to turn Vayne into a cat and slow her, forcing her to back off. Zap's going to come in, and, along with a couple basics, lowering Alistar to about half. And that will be the end of that disengage, obviously. As we see, not much really happening in mid, but we do still have Sejuani sitting down bot, waiting for something. Now, I think we have vision on her. I could be wrong. No, we do not. I failed the sideward. He's going to get knocked in between all three of them. Sejuani is going to be asleep and get caught in that. I'm going to ult him, knocking all three of them up, but the Sejuani freeze is going to come in. I think that I do peel for him entirely. He does get out. I could be wrong. Yeah, he does get out. I peeled for him that fight. And yet again, that's what a good support does. And you just seen that happen. So, yada yada, I die, he kites away, Alistar's bad. Actually, did he have enough mana for his skill? No, he actually didn't. And then he stands there and dies. So bottom lane, I think she's starting to get through. We can actually look at the builds. Yasuo has 1.5k gold he's sitting on, so you could go back and get something like a BF sword. And Yi is not sitting on any gold, but he does have his Shiv. Or not Shiv, that's the Cutlass. He has his Cutlass. Yasuo just went back and got the makings for a Avarice Blade. Or, no, he already has that, so he's working on a Shiv. And he decides to sit and wait for boots. Jungles. Rengar is really far ahead compared to Sejuani, but Sejuani is also sitting on some nice gold. Mid lane, Cho'Gath's really far behind. Yasuo sitting nice with 3k gold, or 2.5, about to actually return. The carry is definitely ahead of Vayne by about 700 gold, and I'm below Alistar by a little bit of gold, but that does happen when, you know, you're never in lane. Now, we're going to have to return a little bit to see that kill in the mid. So what happens here? We have Rengar coming up with his ulti, landing his Q twice, and Yasuo stealing it with a Q. Now back to directed camera, and pretty much to what's happening. So, we're pretty much shoving the lane, like all early game is. I actually going out to ward real quick, because I'm afraid of Sejuani, which I shouldn't be. Where is she? She's still at base. And the vision down bot's pretty good. Although, I do have a ward that shouldn't be there. This is honestly one of the things I hate about commentating early games, especially when there's no pros or anything. You kind of just have to sit there and make it up as you go. Yet again, putting some harass on the Alistar, forcing him back. I'm surprised he actually didn't run away from that. But the Yasuo ult came in and left with just a little bit of damage on Yi. By a little bit, I mean about half. We're going to start a fight here. and polymorphing her just so she can't actually land her... Actually. Just so that she can't land her ability. Now, yet again, I'm going to soak up a lot of damage, forcing him back. Or forcing them off of the carry. And I'm going to stay in the back. We're going to see her get knocked to the side. And land her ulti on the Vayne, grabbing a kill. And probably the tower at that rate. Now Yi is forced back to tower. But we are going to dive Alistar. Yeah, I give her the speed buff and the shield. Sejuani's going to come in. Sejuani's going to take her time and micro around those mines, but that was pretty much worthless. As she led about 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 CS fall to the tower. I don't know, I'm not good at math. Now the fight up top's about to go down. There is the Yi getting caught out, but the meditate as the Bola strike comes out from the Rengar, and they are going to completely melt the Yasuo. As down bot, I ult myself to get myself the knockup and the shield that we need, but she does manage to actually back off and live. He's going to stay and eat this wave. I will actually stay with him because, you know, that extra 25, 30 gold right there is definitely worth it. Now, Vayne's here. I told him we should actually back off, and we do, as Vayne has to sit there and farm. Middle finally taking turret 14 minutes in after not having anyone in lane for almost the entire time. Now, moving the camera to direct, we're going to see them diving the Cho'Gath and really failing at it. He's kiting quite well as he does ignite Yasuo, and now Sejuani comes in with a clutch play to get a kill on the Rengar. Now let's see, anything else happening? Well, it looks like top Yi is getting chased down for no good reason, as the Yasuo has nothing to build his Q off of, and not allowing him not to chase. Bottom lane, they are pushing heavily on the turret. As we return, she does land Zap, changes to Rocket, lands 1 basic, 2 basic, and then gets knocked away. Now, the Vayne at half health, we're going to pretty much go full on the Alistar because the Vayne is not going to want to come in. And we're going to just push them off, and I'm going to attempt a zone, but that's going to be, well, not worth it as they're going to back and go to golems. I'm pretty sure they go to golems. Yes, I almost guarantee. Sejuani stealing the red buff from the Vayne, that's no fun. But down bot, what's the button? Down bot, we have him about to, well, Jinx, about to get in a fight while I'm not there. As he does back off, let's see. Yeah, I told him to back off as they're coming. I get myself the speed buff. She does land the double stun, but the double stun won't be enough as I disengage off of her. As the knockup does come in, but I do give my ulti out and allowing us the team fight. Now we're going to turn on the Sejuani for no good reason as I activate my speed buff. Now we're going to go in on the Vayne as the Yasuo is going to come in, land his Q, and the ulti is going to come in from Jinx, getting the killing spree, and the Yasuo from top is actually, or no, that was our Yasuo, gets the kill on Sejuani. Now we're diving as I'm still soaking up the turret, giving the speed buff to the Rengar, allowing him to go through, and now it's me versus a Cho'Gath trying to save my life because I know he has his ulti. As I do flash behind him, hoping that he wouldn't have actually, well, hoping he wouldn't pick up and ult me. What is the range on that ult? Isn't it like 100 units? Like, isn't it his basic attack or is it smaller? I could be wrong. Anyway, I flashed over him, hoping that he didn't have the reaction time. Because I'm pretty sure he was like a silver guy. Gonna go in. Rengar is gonna pounce out of the bush, kill the Alistar, and we're going to continue this onslaught to the bottom lane, allowing us to pretty much push to, I think we get the inhibitor turret. Oh no! That dive, let's redo that. Okay, that's him dead. And now, what happens? Can I zoom in a little bit? Oh, I can't. Rengar's gonna go in with his ulti, land on the Vayne, go with a Bolo Strike, and the Yasuo is gonna come in with the pickup kill. And now we're going to have the Jinx land her Zap and get the double kill by stolen by the Yasuo. Now we have Sejuani coming in and soaking up most of that damage. But then Rengar's going to get knocked up with the Rapture and get melted as Jinx is going to get 1 kill and land the second one on the Cho'Gath as they all get out alive. And I think I just returned back to lane at this point. Yeah. Well, close enough. Let's see. Oh, if you're wondering, he's running hybrid runes. Huh. No, he can't be running hybrid runes. He's running hybrid runes. And so's Yi. Is something messed up? Oh wait, never mind. Not hybrid runes. They're it's the new mastery, isn't it? It's 8% or is it 6% of both penetrations? I could be wrong, but I think the new mastery gives a little bit of hybrid penetration. I start dragging, hoping Rengar would help me. He won't, but I'm gonna sit here and tough it out because we haven't been to this objective the entire game. Trying my hardest, and believe it or not, I think this gets stolen. I could be wrong. Jinx now coming in, me at really low health. Gonna trade off, fight, and he melts it. Yeah, Pick's doing little to no damage in that. Oh yeah, he does come in and steal it. That's actually pretty funny. Although, I think he dies. I could be wrong. No, he gets away with the steal. But now we have Pow Pow making short work of Sejuani as she just melts. And I land a basic for the kill. Now he's gone, but he's sitting on top of my ward, which allowed for that. That was beautiful. God, he is so good at Jinx. I think he's good at Jinx, Caitlyn, and who's his other carry? He doesn't main bot, he actually mains mid. But... oh, this is the part where she's actually not rage quitting. She got caught out by Rengar. And you know how people are before sports. It's like, I don't want to give you gold. I'm going to suicide. Rengar ulties and hits her before the last turret shot. That was beautiful. I couldn't believe it when I actually seen it in the game. It was kind of amazing. Not much is happening. It's really getting to the late game. There's not much forming up. Jinx is shoving bottom lane. And about to not really give a care at this at the fight. As he's going to bring him down to pretty low health. But will he get caught out or will he be able to kite this away? Getting away from the Rapture, but getting hit with a slow. Now popping the barrier, keeping on Sejuani, hoping to get enough lifesteal out. But she will not make it out as Sejuani slows her too strong. But he's going to come in with Highlander and go after the Yasuo. Now landing his Alpha Strike. Now they're going to have a basic battle as the Yasuo misses his Q. And the Yi manages to meditate away the Ignite for a nice, easy kill. I'm going to bring up the builds one more time. This game is going to end in about 5 minutes. Not much to really say at this point. I've built 35% of my CDR, which essentially always keeping my skills up. And Yasuo wants to go in here, so I decide to give him as much support as I can before, well, that. And then I kill the Vayne and get out. She actually missed her ult. I wondered what hit me. As Rengar's going to come in, grab a kill, as I whimsy my way around. And I'm now going to mid to help him. I think I land my slow on the Cho'Gath. Could be wrong. No, but the ulti from Jinx comes in and... what? Oh. Flow completely killed it. I get knocked into turret range, get killed, and now they're going to turn on Rengar. Rengar's going to flash, and he's going to kind of walk by at this point, not knowing what he's doing. But the AD carry is there, and we're going to see Yasuo pretty much melt at this point as he backs away after a couple lucky crits. I mean, she doesn't even have an Infinity Edge yet. She's hitting for 400s. That's really nice. Although, will he get caught out again? This is how throws happen. He's going to start kiting away with rockets, get caught, get knocked up, get Yasuo ulted, and get pretty much everything. But he's going to kite away a kill. He's going to use Zap, but miss the kill. But that speed buff is going to get him back in the fight and allow him to start lifestealing off everything again, as they're going to push the middle turret and probably get the inhibitor. Let's see. Looking at the builds, looks like Cho'Gath's is really far behind. Let's bring up the gold again. I've got more gold than 4 people on their team, so that's that. I have the lowest gold on my team, yeah. Actually, no, I've got the highest gold. I've got more gold than their entire team. I don't know, I've actually found a game. There's a game, I'm not sure if I have it recorded, but I was playing Karma. I had 20k gold, and everyone else had about 18k. I'm going to back this up and turn on the team fight button. But yeah, everyone else had like 2k below me, and I thought it was pretty interesting. So the Cho'Gath's going to try rapturing in, and Sejuani's going to dash into me, and I'm going to take as much damage as I can. I'm going to pop the Shurelya's as the E's going to go in, and I'm going to get caught out with the Yasuo. But they are going to be diving on the carry, trying to force her out, but she will manage to kite away most of the damage. So I ult myself, hoping the Yasuo would be able to follow up, but the E's going to come in. There's the Jinx ulti now landing and killing the Yasuo, while we are all 3 of us going to get hit with the ulti, and we are going to get really low. But the E is not done yet, grabbing a kill on the Vayne as the Jinx is kiting out most of the damage, and allowing her to keep on top. With pretty much everyone dead on the other team, she's actually starting to take tower hits, but she really wants that tower. But with the Cho'Gath having his home guards, she decides to back out, and that's the end of that.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Looking at the gold, she's going back to spend about 2k on, I'm guessing, a BF sword, because it looks like she's building IE. I could be wrong. She could be building a Last Whisper. We are about to see Last Whisper. I was right. Honestly, early game, Last Whisper is way better than Infinity Edge, because even though most people have base or scaling armor, that little bit does so much against AD carries. Rengar's gonna go in, land both of his Qs, completely annihilate the Vayne, but get pushed in and get much deserved taunt from that. Now earlier we're actually going to see a right up here, Yasuo and Yasuo fighting. Our Yasuo losing to hit that Yasuo, because Yasuo. There's the shutdown, but the Yi's on his way in, about to get a kill. Now going in on the Yasuo, landing that kill. And now they're going to turn onto the Sejuani, getting quite a bit of damage, and that fail through the wall. And that should be game at that point with a low Cho'Gath returning. Both of the flashes coming out. There's the speed buff from the Shurelya's, and the Yi's actually going to be pushed away. As two of us are going to get knocked up, and Jinx is going to start shoving through the lane. I am quite interested at what that's called. I don't want to keep saying Shurelya's. Is it like Air Talisman? Talisman of Ascension. Toa? Talisman? Ascension? I don't know, it doesn't have a ring to it. I'll think about it. Teamfight's happening. Cho'Gath got caught out, everyone else got caught out. Yi's strong. There's a cute Yi. Ooh. No. I'm trying to keep this Yi alive as much as possible, and in the process, killing myself. But it was an execution, and we're going to see the carry really just die for no good reason at this point. Lifestealing just enough off a minion, but he's going to get pounced on. But the barrier bait, that barrier bait, allowing for the killing spree, and now he just has to deal with Sejuani, as Sejuani sits in base, pretty much doing nothing. Sejuani now coming out of the base, and followed up by Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath landing his ulti, because it takes skill to press R regardless, and they're going to actually surrender at this point for some reason. They still could have won. I mean, they were only behind by 17k gold. Anyway, if you enjoyed the content provided, leave a like. You want to stay current, subscribe. You want to see my tweets, go to Twitter, and I'll talk to you all later.